Hi, beautiful people, and welcome to my live. I'm Sissy from manifest Sissy. My channel is about spirituality, self-development, and self-awareness, right? Understanding yourself better and also developing yourself as a person so that you can manifest a better life experience in this game, right? So, connecting to your personal power, okay? We all have personal power, right? And we have personal identity, which changed from the time you were young. Okay, when you are born, you're not really sure who you are, right? You give an identity. You are so and then you belong to a certain family. And in this family, this is how we conduct. This is how we actually move within life. Okay, we have like um a culture, you can call it, a way our family operates. All of us are actually put into the kind of a block, okay? So if we are Christians, this is how we behave, okay? If we are Muslims, this is how we behave. If we are Black Americans, this is how we behave. If we are Caucasian Europeans, this is how we behave in our family. Then it goes down final to your family surname, okay? We are the Adams. We are the so-and-so, right? This is how we behave. This is what is expected from us as people, right? So that is a great thing because it gives you a sense of belonging, right? When you are young, because you're like a sponge and you're learning about life, right? You're learning how to actually be in life, right? So when you are younger, you don't know yourself yet. You're just like copying what everybody else is doing in the family. The daughters looking at their mothers, and the mothers now teach them how to actually be, human in that sense, get my point, and how to behave. And then the boys do the same thing with their fathers. Now, as you get older and you become an adolescent and then you become a young adult, okay, you're still finding who you truly are because you're still kind of connected to the family identity, the family behavior, the family culture. So as you now are getting older, now you're becoming yourself, right? But not truly understanding what it really means to be yourself, okay? So now, however, your years of indoctrination, your 7 years of programming actually has molded you to who you are because the family has taught you, your community has taught you, your culture has taught you how to behave and how to show up in the world, right? So now that's what actually molds us as people, our families, our backgrounds. But as we get older and we start owning ourselves now and learning more about our lives, our dislikes, and what we do like about life, we start behaving accordingly, right? We now become individuals, right? Owning our own power, right? Now, owning your own power is very, very important in the game of life because when you know who you are and you understand where you're going and not really listening to what the family is telling or what the culture is telling, now you're deciding who you truly are. But not because of life's traumas and life's expectations, okay? We get lost in this whole thing that, yes, I need to go get a degree, I need to get a job, I need to behave in a certain way, right? Anyway, I'm Sissy, life coach and motivational speaker. And if you are new to my channel and you have not uh, subscribed to my channel, go ahead. My channel is about self-development, bit of spirituality as well, and just getting self-aware of who you truly are in the game of life, right? Developing yourself and expanding yourself to become a better person and being more a conscious, manifesting soul, because we have to create a life, right? We have to create a life that we enjoy, that we want, right? Becoming our own selves. So the topic I'm talking about today is called uh, connecting to your personal power, knowing who you truly are, and understanding and making those choices according to your own purpose, what you want, and not really following the crowd, not really like following what your society is actually dictating you to follow. Okay, being your own self, owning your own power, having your own sovereignties, making your own choices in life, and not following the crowd, and not following your tribe that you were born into. Right? Anyway, thanks for joining my live, guys. Is it Brenvan? Thank you for joining my live, right? And the other person's Shay. Thank you for joining my live as well. Today we're talking about self-development, yes. My channel is about self-development and self-awareness and manifesting your better life experience, right? It's all about you being accountable for your own experience and not blaming other people for what you're experiencing. So we go through different levels as human beings. We are toddlers, we are children. We grow up and we're learning from our society, we're learning from our tribe, our families, and how to be in life, okay? We're learning these things basically and becoming our own selves. But now we're so influenced by the world, right? By what we see in social media and mass media and what we taught in our families, that we kind of mold ourselves to that and not really owning our own power, and we truly are making our own choices of who we want to be. You understand? So today's topic is about you owning your power, right? The whole idea is that you are the source of magic, right? You are a master of your own reality, but you're not aware that you are a master of your own reality because you're still following the crowd, you're still doing what your society wants you to do, you're still following your family's expectations of you. That's how it is, right? Basically. So then you get lost in this whole identity of not being yourself. Okay. And then now you're blaming the whole world for your own problems and your own circumstances. And yet there's choices linked to those circumstances because you haven't taken your own power. You haven't decided that when you want to be an intentional manifester, somebody who creates intention, you have to take ownership and don't blame other people for your circumstances and your family, because we're all born in families, right? We all kind of indoctrinated or forced to keep up with the status quo, to pick up on what the family was thinking, what they're believing, and what they're practicing, like our religions. You understand? Because in the game of life, there's many programs. One of the most effective program is the school system, right? The school system tells you that you need to be at a certain place at a certain time. You need to behave yourself. You need to keep quiet and listen. And your expression is only valuable if they ask you to speak up. In other words, not supposed to speak until you are given a chance or told to speak, right? So you were taught in school to be disciplined and listen, right? And also follow the rules and regulations, because this game of life is about rules and regulations. Life is about rules and regulations. So then you keep yourself silent, and then you're talking, listening to what other people and living according to their own expectations instead of you being your own authentic self. Very important. Now, according to the chakras, because I spoke about that the other week about the 7 chakras, right? Your solar plexus is your sense of power. That's your seat of power, your confidence in yourself. If you don't know who you truly are, how can you have a strong confidence? Because now if you not sure of who you are, you'll be easily influenced by other people's perceptions of who you should be, right? So your confidence level is not so high, your sense of self is not so high, because now you wavered and influenced by what other people are saying and what other people are expecting from you being a certain type of person. Okay, a woman's supposed to be like this. They are more the nurturers. They are like permissive and supposed to be controlled by men and all those things. That's the program that still runs in the Matrix game, because at the end of the day, of the where we indoctrinated a woman or under men, and men are more superior than women, that kind of thing, because they are the leaders, and yet not understand that even a woman can be a leader, right? So the whole idea is when you become awake, you're looking for balance. You're looking for balance. You don't want to be polarized anymore. You're looking for balance because at the end of the day, both male and female are capable of the same type of expressions. You understand? A woman can be a leader as well. Yes, and a man can be the one being led as well. It doesn't matter, really doesn't matter. It's all about what we are thinking and what we really want as individuals. Individually, when you're in a marriage or as a couple, you two decide on what's your marriage dynamics going to be, right? You're going to decide, okay, who plays which role, okay, and when we need to be more feminine and when we need to be more masculine, because at the end of the day, male and female are just human beings are humans. There's no superior one, more superior one lesson in the end than the other. Now, when it comes to relationships, we get messed up because we're so bad in relationships as human beings, right? So taking back your power, setting boundaries is very important. Saying no, because sometimes a person can say yes and betraying constantly. That's giving away your power, right? Knowing that this is my boundaries, I will say Yes, at certain times I'll say no. So people have a problem because they don't have any boundaries, right? And they don't know how to set boundaries because they're afraid of losing friendships. They are afraid of losing people's love and stuff like that. You get my point? Because they're afraid if I set a boundary, then I'm not going to get what I really need from this person. I need this person to accept me. And yet the biggest thing is that you need to accept yourself before you expect other people to accept you, right? And yet in the energetic principles of manifesting a better life experience is all based on your clarity. What exactly do you desire in life? Okay, you're not taking your power, you're also taking control of what you're manifesting in your reality, all the things that you're bringing into your life. Because when you adapting somebody else's perception and you're giving your power away, then you're not able to actually manifest the things that you really truly desire. Okay, we're not supposed to be all living the same type of experience, and we're not supposed to be experiencing different things. Maybe there'll be some similarities, but we're supposed to be experiencing different things in this life, right? So when you're manifesting or creating, which you do all the time unconsciously, because every time you do, you're living with every decision that you're making in your life experience, you are creating something, you are manifesting a situation, a circumstance as well, something that you want in your life, or something sometimes in most cases something you don't want in your life because you don't really truly understand it. Every choice is creating something, every word and every belief is creating something as well, every worldview is creating something, okay, in your world experience, okay, in your life experience. Anyway, I made some notes here about this topic, right? So it's all about the vibration, knowing exactly what you want. And then I speak about matching your energy with what you are calling in, okay? Matching your energy with what you're calling in. It seems so difficult when you think about it, when you unpack it. But it's not when you get to see that it's basics, right? Very basic, okay? Then your belief, understanding, embody the outcome of what you believe in or what you desire to pull into your life. They speak about be that thing that you want to manifest into your life experiences. That's what they're talking about there. If you want wealth, you need to think like somebody who's wealthy. If you want success, you need to think like somebody who's successful. People that are successful do things to get where they want to go, right? They have a perception of success already. They don't even believe that there's something called failure, right? So they don't even think about that. They think about the goal only, and they're focusing on the goal only. That's how they're able to actually push themselves and motivate themselves to move forward because they can really see the end. They can really visualize the end. Okay, so people that having a problem, we're having a problem with the fact that are we really visualizing the end, the right end that we want, or we just focusing on the now and we're stuck on the now, seeing only the now and get stuck in the now and thinking that the now is never, it's not changing. And when you focus on something, obviously it's not going to change because that's what you're focusing on, right? So they say what you focus on grows. Okay. Then the belief, you gotta embody the belief, right? Embody the outcome of what you really want. Embody it, live it. Okay. I'm a motivated person, right? You want to be more motivated. How does motivated people really behave and act, right? They never give up on what they want. They're always willing to try new things. They're always looking for something new. They truly believe in themselves, right? So you have to believe like that and then live it. Then you're able to also manifest the things that you want and desire in life, okay? Now, that's owning your power because now you're taking charge of your own life experience. So when we learn how to manifest intentionally and know exactly what we want, that's a way of also owning up your power, right? Shaping your life to what you want it to be. That's what we need to do. Then manifesting is not forcing, it's about aligning to your highest frequency, to the highest version of who you truly want to be. Okay, that happy, wealthy, well inspired person full of success, never willing to back down. You know what I mean? Always trying new things, always having faith in themselves and hope in what they want. You understand? It's all about you gaining that perception in your mind, right? And also, belief is very important because belief is your worldview, right? Belief is your worldview. Belief is all about who you are. If you believe in something, okay, that's a perception. Now we have a whole lot of beliefs that create a worldview. Your worldview shapes your reality, right? What you think about the world shapes your reality, right? What you think about the world shapes your reality. The belief and shapes your reality. As I said, your beliefs are like lenses that through which you experience life. Okay, this is quite an interesting um, concept. The belief also shapes um, how you see the world. It's how you see the world. You understand? If you believe the world is a place that's painful and full of hardship, that's how you're gonna see the world, right? Basically, that's how you're gonna manifest things into your life. Everything's gonna be aligned to that belief. That's how it works. Everything has to be aligned to the belief that you have. If you believe the world is a place of opportunities, you will then be seeing more opportunities in your life, right? Because that's what you believe. If you believe the world is a place of scarcity where there's no opportunities for you to develop and have all that you desire, right? Then you shall experience that as well. That's how it goes. It's the belief that actually conjures the experience. Seems like magic, but it's not really. It's not. Okay. So, when you shift in your mindset, you want a new outcome. Choose to believe in the power which is you. Choose to believe in your worth. Choose to believe in that thing that you want in your life is possible. Choose to believe in you because you are the person that's creating this. The things are not just happening and falling from the sky somewhere. You are pulling it into your reality with your belief, right? You are pulling it into your reality with your belief. Okay? So manifesting is about you believing in yourself, understanding what you want, and not letting go of that belief, right? Not moving away from that belief, and also being inspired to do the action to get what you want. Simple as that, right? And it says, working on your solar plexus is very important, right? Your solar plexus is a sense of I. It needs to be, you need to work on it, meaning you need to focus on it basically. So with meditations, it's very important, okay? So your solar plexus is your energetic center, as I say, right? Of your personal power, your confidence, and your willpower and your sovereignty of who you truly are. Located above the navel, it governs the sense of self and how you show up in the world. It governs your sense of self and how you show up in your world. Right? So it's your sun center, it's the yellow center, it's the power center of who you truly are. And it's also linked to your success. It's linked to all the things that you're manifesting into your reality because it's based on you. Okay, the chakra can be is balanced and feels good when you feel empowered with the decisions you're making, your confidence, and you have self-worth. You can set clear boundaries in your life experience, okay? And then you're also able to align to your purpose. Okay, now we not only have one purpose, we have many purposes depending on what you want to experience, what you want to manifest into your reality, and also depending on your own desires. Okay, because we all have different likes and dislikes. Okay, so for example, if you like reading really, okay, just say writing, if you like writing books and you like the art of writing, expression, the verbal word and stuff like that, right? That means that is one of the links, one of the skills linked to a certain purpose of yours, which could be expression, okay? Writing books, being a motivational speaker, being an author, being yeah, a publisher. Somebody got to do a lot of it with the word, with the spoken word, right? If you like, for example, sports, you like moving the body, you like dancing, that maybe yours could be entertainment, okay? Or it could be linked to health as well, keeping people healthy and strong in their bodies as well, right? All these things are so important for us to understand, right? Your purpose is linked to a skill, a gift that you have. If you have a gift of inspiration or gift of maybe helping people, and you know what I mean, like sick people, gift of healing, right? Your purpose linked to the gift that you have as a human being, and every single person has a gift. Every single person has a gift, right? So if you have not as yet, you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you like my topics, right? My channel's about self-development and spirituality, right? And self-expression, knowing who you are. You give myself self-development. It's such a broad concept because it can be within the normal confines of education, or it could be self-developing yourself spiritually, or self-developing yourself in any other area. Maybe you want to learn new languages, you want to learn how to sing, or write, or play an instrument, all those things, you know what I mean? Just expanding yourself, expanding your expression here on this world, in this game of life, right? In this realm called the earth, as they call it, okay? How to strengthen your solar plexus. It's about the word. Your word's very powerful. For every chakra, your word plays a big role. Your words are frequencies, okay? It's because they're coming from your belief. So they're very, very powerful. Use your words, affirming, I am powerful, I am well, I am rooted in this reality, I'm rooted in my confidence. I'm gaining more confidence every single day. I trust myself and align to my choices, okay? I'm full of sovereignty, okay? I am fully sovereign in myself. I make my own decision in life. There's also things like breath work, which is energy work, okay? Right? Breathing from your root chakra up, breathing deep instead of only breathing from your chest, breathing from your stomach, pulling the air out, right? Deep breathing important as well. Breath work can also activate an awakening. It's proven with the usage of kundalini breathing, kundalini yoga. They use a lot of breathing to activate the chakras and also to activate an awakening, okay? Because the breath is powerful, okay? And then sunlight, and yeah, the light, the fire element, very important. Sunlight, going and sitting in the sun, not like, for example, when it's like sun is fully out, like normally in the morning they call it sun gazing. If you're going to go and sit in the sun, then they say you must use that sun protection thing, right? However, spend some time in the sun and don't be afraid of the sun, because most people are taught to be afraid of the sun because of the cancers and all those things. But there's certain times where you can spend more time in the sun and certain times that you cannot, okay? So you need to just understand that as well. All right? Because with everything in this reality, there's a good and there's bad of everything. The sun is a wonderful thing, but too much sun can damage our skin. Too much sun can dry you out because there's a lot of heat, you understand? So with everything, there's a good and a bad, because we are in a polarity type of situation, right? Dualistic stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah, connecting to your personal power is very important, and understanding that who you are and what you want in life, okay? And remember that everybody, no one's perfect, and everybody is growing and developing and becoming better each day. That's what self-development is about. Maybe one day you're feeling down, the next day you're not feeling so down, you're feeling better, right? Because nothing really lasts forever, right? So when a person's feeling down, right, it's normal, except you're feeling down, because with self-development and spirituality, it's good for you to own your feelings. Do not suppress them, and do not feel bad about your feelings, okay? Right? Don't feel bad when you're not feeling good, because we human beings, and not all the time we'll be feeling, in high spirit. Sometimes we'll feel bad, down, maybe sad, maybe, just feeling a bit down. It's fine, as long as you don't stay in that frequency too long, because remember, the frequency is very important. You need to understand that things are changing, things are always getting better, right? So today you're not feeling so good, but maybe tomorrow, maybe later today, you'll feel better. Find something that will make you feel better, raise your frequency. Owning your power is also about you understanding you have control of your own emotions, that nothing is lost forever, right? Okay, also there's foods that can help us also to raise our frequencies as well, right? To work on our solar plexus, raise our frequencies and work on our solar plexus. They speak about yellow foods like pineapple, banana, turmeric, and corn, and ginger, right? Those are heating stuffs, heating foods. So ginger is very important, okay? And then you can also use things like crystals as well, like citrine, tiger eye, yellow jasper as well during your meditations. Okay, you can hold those crystals, right? Have them around you or hold them, because they have their own energies as well. They can help you also open your or balance your solar plexus, your sense of self. Okay, and you can also use journaling. Journaling is so important, writing your feelings down, you know. I think it's even more better than speaking to people, because some people cannot be trusted. You cannot just trust any person with how you feel about yourself and about life, right? So it's journaling is also another better way of you doing so. Okay. Then the benefits of strengthening your personal power and your sovereignty. Unshakable self-confidence no matter what. Okay, unshakable self-confidence no matter what is very important. You trust yourself deeply, and you no longer rely on external validation. You trust yourself deeply, and you no longer rely on external validation. Your decision making becomes more easier, and you align with your truth. Okay, very important. Your intuition, you begin to start believing in your intuition and trusting in your own decisions in your life experience. That's also one of the reasons why we need to begin to own our own power and take charge of our own life experience. Okay, and then you're also able to create energetic boundaries that are clear. You're able to create energetic boundaries that are clear. Okay, you stop overthinking and you stop over forgiving people. Over forgiving people, you get my point. uh, what you call us type of people, or you're a pushover. They say you're a pushover because any person can do anything to you and you're fine with that. You have no boundaries, right? So that will stop as well when you have a developed sense of personal power and sovereignty. You stop over forgiving people and being a pushover, and too tolerating to people's nonsense, okay, because you deserve better, right? You begin to attract relationships that honor your worth. You begin to attract relationships that honor your worth. Very important. You begin to bring people into your life experience that honor your worth. Okay. You become an authority of your life. You become an authority of your life. You say no when you need to say no. Okay. You take charge of your life experience. Very important. Owning yourself and owning your power. It's not being a pushover, right? When people say do this and you don't want to do it, you say no, and you feel okay after saying no. You don't feel guilty for saying no. Okay, that's very important as well. Not feeling guilty to say no, because then you'll be exhausted trying to please every single person all the time, right? Now you're taking your authority over your life. Okay, you begin making choices based on your alignment, what you align to. You want to make choices according to you, what you are wanting in your life experience. Okay, even with type of friends that you connect, you can say like you'll choose your friendships very well, and not just pull any person in your life experience. Okay, very important stuff here. You become authority of a life experience. I like that. You stop outsourcing your power. You stop outsourcing your power to others, partners, relationships, and bosses and systems, right? You begin making choices based on alignment, not fear or pleasing of others, because we fear to lose people. We fear people not liking us. Okay, that's when you don't have power. You give away your power because you're afraid of losing those friendships and those connections and those family members that you need in your life experience. You understand? You're giving your power away. That will all stop when you become a sovereign being, truly sovereign, when you have your own personal power and you align to yourself. Okay, you're not being a people pleaser, pleasing people, because at the end of the day, you're pleasing people, but you're actually sacrificing your own desires, your own wishes, right? Because you're trying to please people. Okay, as I said, you become an authority of your life. You become your owner of your life experience. Okay, manifesting becomes like magnetic, right? Because now you know yourself so well, you now become more powerful as a manifestor or a creator of your own reality. When when it says here, right? I made some notes, right? So yeah, just for me to keep my mind in order, right? Know what I'm talking about. Manifesting becomes magnetic, meaning when you stand in your sovereignty, your energy becomes clean and focused. You know exactly what you want. Okay, you're not listening to the noise of what the family is saying, what the people are saying, what the friends are saying. You're now knowing exactly what you want. Okay, you're not following trends, right? You're setting trends. You know exactly what you want, because who knows, at the end of the day, if you like a certain thing, you might just be the person that's going to start a new trend. Okay, right? So try and be a less of a follower, but more of a leader in a sense. Only your own power, being a sovereign being, you become less of a follower and more of a leader in your life experience. This is your life experience, okay? You have to experience your own life experience, not somebody else's life experience. All right. So we think in entertainment is people entertain us are going to be our role models. They did for entertainment, right? Only you have to be your own role model. You have to create your own experience and make your own decisions. And don't be a copycat, right? That kind of thing. Well, the way the world is now with social media and stuff like that, which is a wonderful thing, yes, but it has its downsides too as well, because now we're all trying to look like a certain way because it's trending. We all want to do certain things that are trending. We get stuck in that old trending um phenomenon. You get my point, right? So as I said, your magnetic becomes more powerful because you understand what you want, right? And then your energy is focused and clean. You're not a copycat. Okay, you begin making choices based on alignment. You make those choices in you that you are making. That's because your choices and your decisions are linked to manifesting, right? So you begin to make those choices aligned to what you want, not fear. You get my point? Not fear, not worry, because that's not what you really want to manifest into your life experience. You don't want to manifest things aligned to fear and worry, because those are not positive things in your life experience. Okay. So I was talking about the manifesting, right? The universe mirrors your empowerment states and opportunities and abundance, okay? So the universe, the world starts because you actually creating your life experience, you're manifesting using the energies, your own energies aligned to the universal energies as well. So you're beginning to manifest things that you want and desire in your life experience with more autonomy, more freedom, and individual you being the individual person, a powerful you. Then there's emotional resistance, okay? You move through challenges with clarity and strength. You move through your challenges with clarity and strength. Okay, most of us have this challenge in life, right? Our challenges sometimes just make us feel so down and we lose hope, right? But when you have self empowerment, you tend to move through your challenges with more clarity and strength. You know that this thing is not going to last forever. There's a solution to this problem, okay? And you're more powerful in a sense. You know there's a solution to every problem. So the question is, you thinking about what can I do to actually solve the situation instead of you being stuck in the problem itself, right? So when you have that power, self-sovereignty, the self-power, you know that I can solve this problem, because I mean, in end of the day, every problem is there to be solved. So there has to be some sort of solution. That's the power that you gain when you have self-sovereignty. Okay. Then that's what I spoke about there. Then you live with purpose and integrity. You live with purpose and integrity, which is so important. Purpose and integrity. Your actions reflect your values and your inner truth. Purpose and integrity. Most people don't have integrity. However, the world is changing because people are beginning to understand that integrity is aligned to your actions and what you believe and what you are saying. All these things need to be aligned, okay? So that causes a balance as well. That's why we have all these things happening now in the world, all the truths coming out, because integrity is becoming very important, okay? Integrity is very important because what you say and what you do should be aligned, should be truly who you truly are, and not pretending to be somebody else when you not that thing that you're pretending to be. Okay, you no longer chase, you actually attract, because you're full of integrity. You know what you want, so you're not chasing these things in life. You're now attracting things easily into your life experience. Okay, working your solar plexus to strengthen your power and sovereignty, very important as well, right? Balancing your chakras is about you doing those breathing exercises. Yes, you need to do those physical exercises as well. Walk more, exercises, move your body. Can also opens all your chakras. Eat bits of food, healthier food, fresh vegetables. Not less processed foods. Let processed foods be something you eat when you're just entertaining yourself. You know what I mean? But not all the time. Like, food is there to build your bodies, to build your energy, to keep your energy going, keep you more healthy as well. These are very important. I'll be Dick Shabalala. Thank you for joining my live. I'm Sissy, life coach and motivation speaker. Today we're speaking about self-development. Yes, we're talking about owning your power as a person, right? And how to become a better person. You get my point? How to be better for yourself, for your own life experience. That's what it's all about. I got some kids crying outside here. Anyway, self-development is about you getting to know yourself, right? Knowing who you are, right? And stop copying other people. Owning your own sovereignty. You understand? Being your own self. That's what it's all about, okay? So when you take your power back, right? You're not giving your power to people, things, and situations, okay? You know who you are, and you have your own boundaries. You're setting boundaries, even in your friendships, in your relationships, okay? For you to able to manifest what you want and desire in your life experience. So as I said, I was speaking about connecting to your personal power, right? And then manifesting great things, what we do all the time. It's nothing special and new. The way people think that manifesting is something unique and you need a certain way of doing it. So you just need to do it with more consciousness, just more I would say, you and focus. You need to focus on something and notice what I want, and work towards it, right? So you are using that focus. You know what you want, and you know how to get there. If you don't know, then go and find out, how do I get to a certain space where I want to be at, right? Because the nice thing about this information age that we're going through now is that information is everywhere. It's in books, it's online as well. It's on social media. You get information on any topic. There's so many different social media platforms speaking on different topics. So that information can also help you to manifest those things that you want in your life. Because information is so much important. It's such a key factor of you manifesting what you really want in your life experience. Okay. So everything is out there now. There's nothing hidden anymore. Basically, that's what's nice about living at this stage in this reality now, is that there's no secrets anymore. Everything's out there. Whatever information you want, you can find it now. Okay. So owning your personal power. You being able to say to yourself, I'm the source of my own magic. I'm the master of my own reality. Right? What does it mean to you? I am the source of my own magic. I am the master of my own reality. What does it really mean to you? Right? Very few people can actually say that I am the source of my own magic. I'm not depending on any person. I am the source. I know what I want, and it's all coming from me. Okay. These people around me are just helping me. I can get information and feedback from them, but I am the master at the end of the day. Even if a person gives you bad, negative feedback about your own life experience, you still have the right to decide on, do you believe that what that person has said or not? It's all about what you believe, right? Because we all have our own perceptions about life. Okay. Some person can come and speak about you to you about your own life experience and critique you, right? That's their person's perceptions, right? Because they're not you. You own your own life experience, so you shouldn't be always listening to what other people are saying. Go back and just do some introspection, and understand that you have the power, right? If the person doesn't like what you're doing in your life, in your own life experience, right? They don't have authority over you. You have the authority over your own life experience, not people around you, not even your family. And as I know that in families, it's so much more difficult in families because families are always trying to control each other. You know what I mean? Because especially if you have a lot of siblings, they're always telling you, okay, you should be doing things like that, doing things like that, right? But nobody's perfect. That's the whole idea. Nobody's perfect. A person might be telling you something, right? But that person's not perfect. So what right does he have over your life experience? After all, he's not you. You are you. You have your own journey you need to actually go through in his life experience, your own journey. Very important as well. Then there's also affirmations are also very important, right? Owning your power. We've given our power away a lot as human beings, right? You can claim it back. You can claim your power back, right? Calling your power back is a thing now, right? There's informations where you can actually call your power back, right? Weird sound. They say that you can call your power back from any source each day, every or every evening really. You can actually make a prayer and call your power back from any situation, any circumstance, whatever you went through that life, through that day, whatever you went through that day. I call your power back because we leave our energies everywhere. That's what it simply means. Calling your power back is just calling that energy back that you invested in that experience, okay? And now you want it back because at the end of the day, your power is your own. All right. That's what's more important, right? When people want to control you, you lose your power. People intimidate you, you lose your power. You understand? When people convince you to do something not good for you, not even something against your own well-being, that's your power that's taken away, right? Because at that point, you did not make the right decision to own your own power. You made the decision according to peer, what they call it, peer pressure. Yeah, getting pressurized by your peers. Basically, that's not owning your power in you. And that happens a lot when you're teenagers, but now it's also happening to most people when they're adults as well. Being influenced by other people, making decisions according to other people's perceptions. That's not owning your power. Now you actually can call your power back, right, each day at the end of the day. So it's a spiritual practice you can engage in to call your power back from every situation, every single person. I call my power back now and take ownership of my life experience, okay? From wherever you left your power, you can call it back. Okay, so self-development, as I said, is about you being aware of who you are and where you want to go. Right now, the most difficult thing is that when you're stuck in a mind that's fractured, right, because of life experience, especially when you've been traumatized in your life experience, becomes a problem. Okay, I also do tarot readings as well, right? But I won't do, because I normally do it once a month. But on TikTok, I do it like every weekend because I read different people. So if you are interested in a tarot reading, you just let me know if you want a tarot reading, okay? So tarot readings are telling the future. People have this perception that tarot is about telling the future. It's not. Tarot is about reading your subconscious mind now. It's about telling them about the now, your now consciousness, what's going on now in your mind subconsciously, what's making you make these decisions in your life that you don't really like. In life example, every decision that you make in your life creates a circumstance, right? Now, it's controlled by a belief, subconscious belief about you, about life, and how you see life. So with tarot, people like tarot because of the fact that they think that it's about the future. It's not about the future. Because at the end of the day, remember that the future is not there yet. We're constantly creating the future by our choices that we are making. That's how you create the future. There's millions of possibilities of how your life is going to turn out depending on the choices you're making in the now moment. Every single choice you make in the now moment creates your future. So for example, you keep on making different choices according to what you want, right? You keep on making different choices. Like today you can decide, well, maybe you want to lose some weight, but you make choices for the first, say, month, healthy choices. Now you're leading to a certain point, okay? You're leading to a point where you're actually going to lose this body fat that you don't want anymore, okay? However, after a month, you change your course and you go back to eating those unhealthy foods again. Now you're changing the future once more. You get my point. You're not going to the same direction you're going before. because you're lacking the consistency of eating healthy for you to be able to manifest that thing that you really want, to lose that body fat, unwanted body fat, so that you can be more healthy in your heart, and maybe you want to get rid of some certain sicknesses, whatever, depending on you right now. As I said, the future has a million of possibilities. That's why there's not one type of destiny, one future. However, it keeps on changing each time you make a different choice. So the first month, you well on your way, you followed your routines, you did everything consistently to lose that weight, and now you're heading that way. And you can even see there's some results. Okay, you can see now you've lost. You're beginning to look a bit better and feel a bit better in your body as well. But then after the first month, you kind of, you know what I mean, decide to, well, okay, if I just cheat a little, just cheat here and there, then you start cheating and you start eating the junk food again and not moving as much as you should be moving. And then by the time you get to the first, or the first 2 weeks of the new month, and you realize, okay, when you now go and check your scale, and you check yourself and say, I'm not feeling so good anymore. Now you no more, you're heading the other way, you're going to another direction. And maybe you decide, well, this whole idea of losing weight is quite difficult, and you give up, okay? And then you say, oh, well, I'm fine, this thing is impossible. You even tell yourself that it's impossible because you're lacking the consistency and the discipline that's now gonna make you now manifest something else in your life, another future situation, right? And different to where you were going before. That's why I'm saying there's no one future. So when people say you're telling the future and you're reading tarot, it doesn't make sense. If you think of it logically, right? Think about it logically. Tarot is not about telling the future. Tarot is about reading your subconscious mind and understanding where you are now in your mind, in your subconscious mind, right? And it's a nice tool to use for you to do shadow work for yourself, right? It's a nice tool for self-development. That's what I like tarot for. It's a nice tool for self-development. So I read for tarot readings for people on lives on TikTok, right? Because I mean, I've got a lot of followers on TikTok compared to my YouTube, right? So anyway, if you are interested in my readings, you can just follow me on my TikTok. It's the same name, same handle, manifest underscore sissy. And if you are interested, if you're somebody that likes tarot. But I will be doing tarot soon too as well on TikTok. I mean on YouTube as well. As soon as my numbers get more and I'm able to schedule these lives, you know what I mean? When the community starts growing and you start getting a good interaction and everything, then I'm able to um, do the lives as well, right? So I'm about to finish, and I don't want to stay too long. So it's about the empowerment, connecting to your self-power, yourself, knowing who you are, where you're going, and what you want in life. Three important things now. Most of us are connected with the fact that we don't know who we truly are. We are taking what other people are telling us who we are. We are taking about what the world is telling us who we truly are. We're not deciding on who we are, right? So you're not your name. Neither are you or your culture. Neither are you your surname, right? You are not your name. You are something unique. You are a unique spark of divine source, came here for a specific experience. So you need to do a lot of introspection and understand who you are, to find out who you truly are, right? And then you decide on what you want, where you're going, what do you specifically want out of life as this individual person that you are. You decide it. But then life happens, you know what I mean? We get caught up in that whole drama about the matrix game. You know what I mean? You must go get a job, you must do this, you must do that. Then you don't have time for yourself. But then again, I always encourage people to find time for yourself. Stillness and meditation is very important, at least once a day, in the evening or in the morning. Get to know who you are, journal about yourself, what I truly want in life. Where do I see myself? What do I feel about myself now, and where do I want to go? You understand? What do I need to change to get where I want to go? People don't spend time with themselves. They spend time in entertainment and with friends and trying to build this physical body. Physical body, yes, is very important, but your mind and your body are both important. Your sense of self and your body, because your body is the energetic perception of who you think you are within. Okay, so when you master that part of who you think you are within your worldview, then your body starts getting kind of, because then you start eating the right foods, you start moving and doing all the right things and start thinking the right way, right? Now you become a different person. And then we all want to be better. And manifesting and self-development is all about you becoming a better version of you, the higher version of yourself. Get rid of all the things that are holding you back from being that higher version of who you truly are, right? So anyway, I'm Sissy, and life coach and motivational speaker. If you like my topics, right, about self-development and spirituality, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, right? And click on the subscription button, right? And also, well, check my videos, right? And like and share as well. Like and share as well if you're interested in this type of topic and you find it quite interesting, right? So anyway, have a great week further, and thank you for being in my life, right? Bye, guys.